Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel, on this beautiful day. How you guys and girls doing? Hope you're doing great as always. Please check out the description box for all the nice links. Also drop a like, subscribe if you like the content. So there you go. Sorry for beating the shit out of my mic. I hope you didn't hear all that. But there we go. Okay, so we got a really interesting video today. Let me just go ahead and show you. So I'm in release mode. I'll just go into debug. Doesn't matter. Really, let's see. So the idea today is going to be to postpone a few things in rendering for later. So for example, layers that you want to render on top of the player and on top of other objects instead of rendering them beneath, basically. So what I did was, in the editor, I added a few just funny, like, you know, some tree type things like this, right? So it's basically a tree, right? Now this tree is in the same level. It doesn't look good. I'm sorry. None of this really looks good, but it's in the same level of the ground, right? And there's no real way of this tree to be rendered on top of the player. So the player is kind of just jumping over this tree, just, you know, chilling casually. And that's not what we want. We want some things to be rendered on top of the player, right? And those things need special attention, basically. So we're going to have a little mini series where we're going to start working on that. And the type, let's see, the type, we can have it as a type. I usually call those doodads. All right, so a doodad would be something that is rendered on top of something else. It's just there. It's just there for visual pleasing. It's not there to do anything special. So if it's a doodad, I want to make sure that it's rendered later on. All right, and that type is basically, yeah, that's what it's gonna do. It's just gonna help us render that. So let me save a few the tree with the doodad type. So I'm just gonna go into my editor and I'm gonna load this, and I'm gonna actually select the tree, remove these, maybe remove the flower as well. Now I'm gonna say type, right? So set it to type. What would it be? 0, 1, 2. So type 2 is gonna be the doodad. Now this sucks. This isn't the best GUI ever, but it will work for now. Just make this little tree here. Okay, and then I'll save. And then let's just see. So it loads, yeah. All right, and also if you notice, I added some more of these blockers or whatever, collision boxes. But there you go. So now we have the doodad type, and we can use that. And it's not that difficult. So in game state, for example, or you know what, doesn't really matter. In tile map, when we're rendering, what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be a little different. So I'm gonna check here. I'm gonna get the actual. All right, let's see. Render target. I'm rendering the tile. So here I'm going to say if type get type. Okay, so we need the get type thingy in here. Let's open tile.h and let's create a. Let's actually create an accessors. I don't know why I didn't do this before. There are a few up here, a few down here that I need to move up. But anyway, let's just do this. And let's say short, const short reference, not shorty, short reference, get type, const, very simple. And we're just going to define that. And all that's going to do is return this type. Very simple. Very simple. Okay. And just put it below accessors right there. Okay. So now we can use that. Now in the tile map renderer, I'll say get type equals tile. Tile. What is it called? Tile types? Something. Tile types. God damn it. Tile types doodad. If it's a doodad, then we're gonna do something. Else we're just gonna render it. Alright. So else it's gonna be rendered like this. Now if there is collision there, obviously we're gonna render that collision box. But that's cool, we'll keep doing that. Anyway, if it's a doodad, we're gonna do something different. So I'm gonna open up tilemap.h, and it's not that big of a change. Actually, it's not that big of a change. We're gonna just have a std stack of tile pointers like that. Stack deferred stack. I'm just gonna call it deferred stack. Why did I do this? Am I dumb? Am I dumb? Okay, there you go. So deferred stack. Render stack. Deferred render stack. So I'm just gonna call it that. And all it's gonna do is it's just gonna hold pointers. So don't worry, it's not gonna be so heavy, kind of very heavy duty stack, which is just gonna, you know, ruin performance. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. It's just a tile pointer. We're not gonna copy any tiles. We're just gonna copy the addresses to remember the tiles we want to wait to render later. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep that stack there, and the next step is gonna be to add these tiles. This deferred render stack dot, and then we're just gonna push. Okay, we're just gonna push this thing, this tile, which already is a pointer, and we're just gonna push it on top of the stack. Okay, just gonna push it on top of the stack, and we're gonna chill. And then we're gonna create a new function here, render void render deferred. Did I spell that correctly? Render deferred. All right. I'm just gonna call it that. Doesn't matter. And then we're just going to use a target here. So all we're gonna do, just a target, and we're gonna end that right there. And then define this. And all it's gonna do is gonna wait for the rendering. It's just gonna chill. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a while loop. This deferred render stack dot empty. While it's not empty, we're just gonna render all the shit and pop it out. So target, no, deferred render stack dot top render to target. So we're gonna render it, okay, and then we're gonna say deferred render stack dot pop, and we're just gonna pop the top straight up, pop the top. And all that does is it keeps, while it's not empty, we're just rendering it and removing the pointer. So we're not actually removing the element itself, or we're not copying anything, we're just removing stuff. All right, so what we need to do now is we need to remember that we have this deferred render type thing. Now, if I run this and I'm not calling deferred render, you'll see that it won't render the tree, hopefully. So let's go to new game. Yeah, it's not rendering the tree. See that? So we need to chill, and we need to go ahead into game state right here. Okay. And we need to say where we're rendering everything. We're rendering the tile map render, player render, and then the pause shit. So I just want to say this tile map render deferred this render texture, and then hopefully we'll have this texture. What it was just 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes. Cool. All right, new game. Whoops. All right, so now the tree is in front of the player, and I'm not noticing any big issues here. So that's cool. So deferred rendering, we're just chilling with the renderer. We're not doing anything special. Okay, everything seems fine. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do now is, if you guys want to stick around, you can. You don't have to now, because that was the most important part. If you want to stick around, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go into tile map, and I'll probably talk about this in the next video as well. Or I'll go into editor state. Wait, just give me a minute here. Editor state render. Tile map. This tile map. The render deferred. I'm just gonna do this. Just give me a second. Target. And in the next video, I'm probably gonna add some kind of boolean to check if you want to use the render deferred or not. But for now, we'll just keep it like this. Anyway, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go into game state or the editor state. Where do I create this tile map? Init GUI, init tile map. Here we go. So I actually want to make it a little larger. I want to try increasing it by tenfold, basically, or 1,000 maybe, just like 1,000, just like that. Boom. And then we're gonna go ahead into game state, and we're going to just see init tile map right here. So I'm just gonna say 1,000, 1,000, and we're actually loading it from there, so it doesn't matter. So let's just do that. Let's try. Go into editor state, create a little map. Editor. So it's going to take a little while to load, most probably, because we're in debug mode. Or we might go into release mode. So let's just do release mode and run this. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Editor, no big deal now. Let's just make a bunch of grass. All right, so I made a little map. And it took a lot longer than I thought. I thought you'd be with me on the whole process, but nope. Now, it's a lot larger than the last map. I think it's 1,000, probably. Yeah, 1,000 tiles. So imagine 1,000 tiles squared. Now, that's a whole lot of tiles, right? And it's still working. It's not lagging or anything. That's because we're tile culling. We're only going through the tiles that are required. And now we have a lot more trees as well. So the whole stack thing, it's not bugging out. It's not like making shit worse. So everything is still working just like it should. And no big deals, right? No problem. So it's nice. We got some tiles. We got some textures going. So here you go. Basically an open world game, right? You got collision. You got all that stuff. Now you just need to make it a game. So you need to make bosses, enemies, dungeons, more tiles and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do that most probably. I'm not so good at tiles, making tiles and stuff, but it shouldn't really be a problem. Now, if you want to load the map up, it doesn't take that long loading. But what does take a while is actually the saving of it. So let me just show you how that is. So let's just change a few tiles, and then I'm going to save it. Okay, that didn't take that long, to be honest. I don't know why. Maybe I think it was bugging because of my hard drive. Yeah, okay, so that didn't take long at all. And if I load it up, hopefully we'll see these changed tiles here. Yeah. So there you go. That's pretty much it, guys and girls. Thank you so much for sticking with me. That's some type of deferred render. In the next video, probably going to add that little boolean to make sure if we want to use that deferred render or not. Also, probably going to add some more cool stuff. So just stay tuned. And yeah, keep working hard and all that stuff. If shit doesn't run well in debug, because it's a really big map, just make sure to shorten it down. And then also, yeah, just be careful with these numbers here. Otherwise, just run it in release when you're trying it out. But there you go. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you guys and girls in the next one, all right? Bye-bye.